Hi everyone, it's officially April 14th. I started these videos on the 25th of March, it looks like. So technically it has been, I know, at least 2 weeks. Almost, yeah, it's been 3 weeks. So I've been doing the Core Restore 14-day powder program along with the MitoCore and PhytoCore supplements. My facilitator got me some more MitoCore for after this powder. I If you're familiar with this 14-day program, you're supposed to be doing the shake at night and during the morning. Um, I have only been doing it in the morning. At night, I find that the meals that I have, which are mostly meat and vegetables, make me just way too full to be able to contain that shake. And it's not so much that I get bloated from the shake, it's just that I want to be able to have real food. I'm not someone who is maybe willing to do the shakes during the day, have a light lunch, have a light dinner, and then do the shake at night. So maybe I'm not following it exactly as my doctor says. But with all that said, with me doing the shakes and taking the supplements in the morning, I have been taking some of the supplements at night. But overall, I do feel better. I would say just me cutting out gluten altogether throughout the past 3 weeks, I feel a lot better. I don't have as much like stomach bloating and feeling uneasy. I would say, along with the shake and the supplements, I am taking a lot more notice to when I'm overeating. When I'm full, I just stop, all right, I'm going to save this for later. I'm someone who can definitely snack throughout the day. Instead of snacking and having those large meals, I have been finding myself having those medium-sized meals and maybe still snacking a little bit, especially when I have a lot of movement going on. So when I'm doing yard work or whenever I am doing work at my actual job and I'm walking around a lot, moving around a lot, I find myself, snacking on some carrots, snacking on some granola, snacking on basically just like grains, fruits, vegetables, snacking on an apple, things like that. Um, Overall, I mean, I feel a lot better. I don't feel lethargic unless I'm just not getting any sleep. A lot of the things that I knew were basic for me of get good sleep, eat really healthy, drink tons of water, make sure you're having your vitamins, things like that, has made me feel a lot better throughout the week. There's not, sorry, my phone's ringing. Um, there's not really much that I was already not doing, but at the same time, there was. And I think a lot of that had to do with the gluten. When it comes to my skin, I'm still breaking out. You can see some of the bumps, but it's not this intense cystic acne anymore. Um, I think overall, it's all the systems, right? Like this core restore was to get back to my liver and to make that healthy. And your liver is talking with your gut's talking with your brain. So the biggest things for me was bloating, trying to get my energy back, trying to be more mentally there. And I would say that I'm definitely a lot more mentally there and almost probably too much. I'm someone who overthinks. And instead of just like numbing myself or distracting myself, I've actually been sitting with a lot of those feelings. So this is like um, a full rounded healthcare, right? Like I'm already doing all the things to make my body feel good. Now, how to make my mind feel good. And then after my mind feels good, how do I get my emotions to feel good? Obviously, we're all going to have bad days, but it's like all the little things in my life of putting them all together, right? Like sleeping well, eating well, being spiritually well with myself, um, understanding what I can control and what I cannot, and having healthy boundaries with myself, having healthy boundaries with other people, having good rituals, right? Like the ritual to wake up and to drink a glass of water and to go stretch and work out on the floor. The ritual to show up to work on time with my meals pre-made so I'm not having to leave or rely on bad food decisions, especially whenever we're eating out. Unless you're in a trendy place, it can be really hard to eat healthy while you're eating out, unless it's just like a bland salad. And I'm all for a salad, but I'm not for paying $13 for a salad, that's for sure. So just trying to get back to all those basics. There is some more supplements that she's going to have me do after I finish this. So I'm excited to see how that goes. And overall, not having gluten is not that hard. Now, our neighbor made us a loaf of bread yesterday and brought it over, and I'm like, can you take half of it back? Because this other half will be for my fiance. Then after that, I'm just like, I cannot eat this. And then even today, I went by Natural Grocers and I got gluten-free hamburger buns because we have hamburger meat. I want to make burgers. I got fresh sliced tomatoes and delicious lettuce and some cheese. Okay, I'm still doing dairy. And I was thinking, I'm not drinking any milk, and I'm having dairy-free yogurt, but it's the cheese that's probably going to be my next step of how do I not eat cheese. But I don't know how I don't eat cheese. That's going to be really hard for me. But I did the Core Restore 14-day plan powder. I still have more powder because wasn't doing the shakes every night, but I was doing it every morning. And along with that, all my meals were gluten free, and I followed like 80% of the meal options that were in the little book. So I did a lot of chicken dishes. I did the Mediterranean chicken, Mediterranean stuffed chicken. Did some masala butter chicken here at home. I did the herb chicken. We did some kebabs one night. There was a lot of really good chicken dishes in there because chicken can get kind of bland, but if you're doing some good herbs and different stuff to like zest it up and have a nice side, it's pretty tasty. Tonight, Calvin over the weekend made a tri-tip, so we're gonna do some tri-tip, baked potato, asparagus, and I think it's really just like trying not to load up on carby, starchy foods with tons of bad stuff in there. Is just trying to go back to like the whole foods. So overall, with my gut, I have felt a lot better because I'm not eating certain stuff. I'm definitely regular these days, which is really nice. And I'm just like taking an extra step. Like we have snacks at work, and instead of just going right to the snack and be like, ooh, let me do this, it's like reading the back up. It's like, okay, this has gluten in it, can't have it. Oh, this doesn't have gluten in it, but it has like artificial colors and artificial flavors. Like, is this like 2 second snack actually gonna make me feel good, or do I need to remember to like bring an apple or boiled eggs or sliced carrots tomorrow? So overall, I didn't have any bad effects of it. If anything, I thought maybe there was times where my mind was too clear and I was probably overthinking, and then that just goes back to me having healthy boundaries of where I stop myself mentally. But other than that, if you're going to be doing the Core Restore, there's nothing to be afraid of. If you're going to be doing the 2-day fasting at the beginning, try to do a weekend where you don't have anything going on, you're not having to perform for work. If you don't have any days off, or if you have children, ask a friend for help. Ask a family member for help and say, hey, I'm doing this thing. It'd be great if you could help me because I think I'm going to have really low energy. If you're someone where your calorie intake is really large and then you're going to go to fasting, I would work my way down to that so that your stomach is ready for that. If you're someone who's eating day in, day out, I think it's going to be terribly hard to start this. Someone like myself, I think that, I was definitely snacking and not always like the healthiest stuff, but it wasn't to a point where it would affect my day or change what I did throughout the day if I didn't have that. So planning for that detox, and then planning that you're going to be doing shakes in the morning. You're going to be doing like very light meals. And then you're going to be cutting out a lot of stuff. A lot of folks say that eating healthy is expensive. I get that, but then I also don't get that, because where I live, a bag of chips is $5. You know what's also $5? A pound of chicken. That candy bar is $2-3. You know it's also $2-3? Getting a couple pounds of fresh and organic vegetables. We shop at Sam's Club and at Costco, so we're able to get bulk meat, and the bulk meat can get expensive. You're paying like $60 to $100 depending on what kind of meat you're getting and how much of it. But we put it in our freezer, or in our we have like a normal freezer and then like a standalone deep freezer. And that meat is able to last us months. If I am making a plan and defrosting it and preparing like what my meals are going to be, okay, we're going to have pulled pork, or we're going to have tri-tip, or we're going to have what else do we have? not pulled pork. What's the other one that we've had? Brisket. And I make meals around it. You know, is it a salad that has steak or brisket on it? Is it a bunch of chicken that I'm going to defrost? And like every day, whenever I go to get out my defrosted chicken to cook it into a meal, I get out another pound of chicken so it can be defrosted by tomorrow and not be bad or be spoiled. Do I get out 2 pounds of chicken so that when I'm cooking the 1 pound, I can go ahead and get the other pound marinated so it can marinate overnight and prepare the next day. I wake up at 4, I work out, I get ready for the day, I go to work at 6, and then I'm off work around 4:30 to 6:30, depending on what's going on with the day. And I just can't make excuses anymore. Like, this is my life. These are my meals. This is how I choose to spend my time. Are you going to choose them wisely and feel good about yourself? Or are you going to choose them in a way where it's like, I shouldn't have eaten that. I should have spent time on this instead of like scrolling through my phone. This is way more than what you guys asked for if you're watching this video. But overall, if you're doing this plan, it's because you want something to change. So stick with it. If you're going to spend the money on this Core Restore program along with any other nutrients that your functional doctor or your whatever doctor gets for you, make it a plan that's going to work for you. Make it stick. Make it something that you're going to feel good about and say, when I tried this, when I invested money into this, I actually did it and I stuck with it, right? So nothing to be scared of. Try it out, follow the instructions, talk to your doctor if you have any questions. I just wanted to share this because there was nothing else that I could find online that really talked about this program. I tried doing the daily thing. Sorry, life got busy, but I finished it, right? You choose what you're going to spend your time on. You choose what is a priority for you. My priority was to keep working out, keep sleeping well, keep drinking tons of water, keep eating well, and keep doing my shakes every morning. And I got too busy for these videos, but guess what? I finished it, and you can too. All right, that's me. Enough rambling. Take care.